to be a great feeling during the day if you've managed to get through everything without pissing someone off, being awkward, or stepping on anyone's toes. Just how exhausting is it, though? You ever get home and say, God, I need some motherfucking wine. This was so hard. Well, I've been there. I've done that. And let me tell you that there's a third way. But first, how many issues do you think get resolved if you're telling someone something that's not true? If someone asks you a question and you try to make them feel better or avoid conflict by giving them a bullshit answer, then they're going to be on this path and you're going to be on that path. And sooner or later, even if you manage to avoid one incident, those paths are going to cross again. And you're going to be asked to do something, or there's going to be thoughts about you that just don't relate to who you are. So I have a challenge for you. I want you to be honest with others, exactly when you feel you shouldn't be. My bet is that after you free yourself from the constraints of, the pseudo-compromise that people seem to be attracted to, you're going to have some options that will actually fix the issues that are in front of you and the other person or people. I mean, think about this logically, right? Honesty is a door. If you close it, then you're going to be stuck with the status quo. You're going to be stuck trying to make the other person feel better, and nothing's going to change. But if you open that door, you can tell someone the truth, and they may not like to hear the truth. But what about the things that come after? What about the ideas that come after? I have a story here. As you know, I was a former sex worker and model for Kink.com. I originally wanted to work backstage with the equipment and the cameras and whatnot. And one day, someone comes down to me and says, "It's not working out." And I figured I knew what that meant. God, I'm so passionate about kink, but this is it for me. And they said, "But we think you'd make a wonderful model." And I knew that, they were the most ethical company around. And they said, "We know how passionate you are. We think you look great in front of the camera. Here, let's get you started." Instead of going home that day and getting drunk, I went out that night, got drunk, and celebrated. None of that would have happened if the person had lied to me about my performance. Now, that probably would have looked bad on him, but I wasn't doing an exactly crappy job. He just knew that there were people who could do what I did better. And it turned out that I was one of the greatest models they had in terms of pain tolerance, in terms of performance, emotiveness, expression. Those are some really key talents in BDSM porn that I was able to, institute. So, if that kind of direct communication didn't happen, I wouldn't be where I was today. And that was a pivotal moment in my life. Again, honesty opens doors. If you lie or evade the problem, you and the other people are going to be on these parallel paths. That's going to cause issues later on. Like I said, they're going to think things about you that aren't true, and it's probably not going to be the first time that happens. And then, to make matters worse, they're going to come back and say, "But you were fine with this before." And what are you going to do then? Are you going to say, "No, I really wasn't fine with this before"? Or are you going to stack lie upon lie upon lie, or eventually just suck it up and do it? No. You only have one life, and it's your world. Everyone else is living in it. If you don't treat it that way, you're going to regret it later on. So, that's my one lesson to you. Thanks for watching.